Yep. Shit, man, the rip speed's ruining the windscreen. Oh,
that's a lot more powerful.
Yeah. Go, full nos. It's misfiring a lot. Launch control coming up. Car is definitely dying.
Mate, it stinks from behind.
What does it smell like?
Like knots.
Carson Performance! Hello! Scousey.
Yeah, yo.
Louis, the quest continues. PS13. Is it 2J yet?
Yeah. Don't look in bay.
What are you up to? You got up today off?
Yeah, the car died randomly, so...
Oh, it looks like you're doing a loom tuck.
I'm just fixing all the broken wires and stuff, so it now runs and stuff like that, so...
Do you reckon you ever do like a proper sort of loom tuck? You're not really going to skid this, are you?
I will do a loom tuck under the dash and stuff, but for a minute, whilst this is my only car, plodding along with it, yeah.
Objective actually getting it running properly.
Yeah.
No, well, it's still looking clean, man.
Yeah.
Haven't been any walls yet?
A few close ones, but not yet.
Yeah, story for another day. A little bit more JDM in the workshop today. I believe this is one of Sean's S2000s that Scouse is just doing a PDI and a service on. Big fan of the old S2Ks. What have I just discovered? Why have you not eaten any of the refreshers? They're the best ones.
Lewis has been on the love hearts.
Yeah, having a couple of those. Professional Monky tea services.
Thank you, mate. Thanks, man.
Oh, special delivery.
Do the taste test.
How's that? I've just noticed a really nice looking Nissan PS13. Mr. Jack West Mods himself just imported. Pretty clean. Nice to see in black as well. Eddie! Oi oi! Mad looking BMW E36 on air. Super low. Look at that. What a beast. The horn's broken. Is it bad that the revs are dropping when I press the horn? Ta-da! Ta-da! Ta-da!
Fucking hell, man.
And we've actually got a bottle warmer as well this time. So technically we can kind of add pressure and add more performance. Sam was saying, I think that one's maybe got half in it. Have a little shake of it. Can you feel it?
That's got a little bit in it, yeah.
And then this one, that one's got a bit less in it and this one's got a bit more in maybe.
Yeah.
We've actually got a much wider pipe this time. This is a 5mm inlet diameter. I believe our other stuff was 2 or 3mm. So if we look here, this was the pipe that we were using before to spray it into the intake. So you can kind of see it's, relatively speaking, quite thin. If we look at the new stuff, double the size for double the horsepowers. Double the pistons coming out of the bonnet.
Yeah, 2 more coming out now.
We're not actually sure what's happened, but since leaving Sam's, for some reason, that one's appears to have loads of nitrous oxide in it. This one, from what we can see, hasn't got any in it. So we're not sure if that's maybe been knocked slightly. So have I just been driving along inhaling nitrous oxide?
Maybe. You've been feeling really happy last day.
Wonder why I was laughing the whole way back. But alas, we do have another bottle. Fingers crossed it's got enough in there to add some horsepower. Yep. Definitely has some in there, man. What Scouse and I are going to do next, we're going to remove the bottle heater from this bottle and then transfer it onto this bottle. Little bracket out of the way, nearly. If you guys have never sort of seen this before, that's actually a bottle heating jacket, I believe they call it. As before, I am a novice, so do not attempt this at home. Verydangerous.com. Oh look, it's like putting a little jacket on it, man, keeping it all warm.
I mean, it's cold outside, so it's less.
Keeping it all snuggled. So that is the jacket in place, so now we're just going to get a bit of power and wire it up. So we're going to chuck a 30 amp fuse in there. Extra ponies confirmed. We're going to attempt to find something just with a 12 volt feed, aren't we? Just to hook up the bottle
tap
heater.
Into, yeah.
That's the old NOS bottle coming out. Definitely served a good purpose, but now that we understand about bottle heating and adding more pressure, we're expecting certainly more explosive results. That's going to go straight into the intake, and then if we follow that all the way around here, that goes into the gauge, and then that T-pieces into the bottle. Why are you doing that, Scouse?
Just give it a little clean out, give it the biggest opening possible, just give us maximum chances.
Back to the operation.
Look at that, beautiful.
Like a glove. A few of you guys were actually saying we shouldn't really try and use a ribbed intake because obviously that can affect the flow of the NOS coming in, but I think we should be alright.
To be honest, like the throttle body's only here and the pipe I fed it into about here. You've only got about 3 inches of pipe before it goes to the throttle. It's not going to affect it.
Massively.
If it was a long intake, I'd kind of understand if we were doing it up here or whatever.
We'll just chuck a bit of pressure, not this one, it's the other one, isn't it? This one's a little bit slow punchy, so we'll just chuck a little bit of pressure in that as well. Just going to adjust our drag pressures. get it back up to 30 psi. That's the intake sorted. We've got oil, we've got water, tyre pressures are done. Scousy's now just locating a 12 volt feed for the bottle warmer. We are connected. Let's do a quick little test just to make sure it works.
That's a lot more powerful.
Yeah. Struggling to get it started. For some reason, we started getting quite a bit of smoke coming from the alternator area when we tried to jump start it. So I'm not sure if there's like an electrical issue somewhere or if the battery's just completely annihilated. We're going to attempt to give it a cheeky little bump start with the old Ovlov. We've got a suspect feeling that it might be the alternator which has literally fried itself, because there was a little bit of smoke coming out earlier when we were trying to start it.
We'll disconnect the power feed and basically to see if we can get it to start without an alternator, and if we can, it must be C solid. It's just, it must be actually holding the engine back and fucking allowing it to turn over.
It won't crank.
Because we can't even bump start it, and that's like forcing it to turn over, and it doesn't want to know.
Yeah. Alternator has now been disconnected. Very kindly, Mr. Eddie has donated us a battery. If the car now starts with the alternator disconnected, that means the alternator is indeed fried. And yeah, hopefully we can get enough juice on this battery to last, because what we don't really want to do is find a new alternator, go to all the hassle of replacing the alternator just to literally go down the road, nos it and blow it up. Okay. Shit, man, the rip speed's ruining the windscreen. Fuck's sake, rip speed. We've definitely got power. Right, there we go. So yeah, you are right, it was indeed the alternator, isn't it? Just get rid of the tow rope from the Ovlov. Oh, we're ready. Where's Scouse gone? Scouse has just run off as soon as we've got to do the nos. Scouse! Lou, are you ready? You're the designated Ovlov rescue vehicle driver.
That's fine, I'm not getting in the car with John.
Round 2, baby. What's your predictions?
Do you know, I'll be really disappointed if we don't get a good old boost on it and blow up.
Right, let's try this, baby. Like we said, we can't be too long because we've only literally got the power of the battery.
Either way, I think we're getting towed home.
Yeah, you're right, my man. You're going to have to be the cameraman and the nos man. Power man and the cameraman. Right, we've got it. Get out of here. We'll do another cheeky little run for any of you guys that haven't seen the previous episode. So this is no nos. It's not bad. What are your predictions, Scousey?
I think it's going to go. The amount that's coming out this time is so loud, which means there must be so much more volume.
And more pressure, yeah.
I would say the horsepower increase is going to be big, I hope. If it survives again, I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm going to have to put one in an S15 or something. You know?
Fuck this SR20 life, man. I think if it does make today, it probably is worth trying to get it to the quarter mile, maybe going down to Santa Pod.
Yep.
And then we can actually see what kind of time it does.
Yeah, and you can do repeated laps.
Yeah, well. Second gear, foot down,
go, yeah.
And then you just wang it on, yeah?
Right, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Mate, she's rapid! Definitely 100 fucking horsepower more. Jesus Christ!
I think the exhaust is going to fall off.
Mate, she's definitely fucking another 100 horsepower, but she will not die. I feel like cold that pipe is as well.
It's cold, yeah.
It's proper cold.
Yeah.
We'll do a first gear launch. Launch control coming up. Go. Turn it on. Jesus Christ! That's full nos. What the fuck, man? It won't go. It's got like massive throttle response. This engine just can't get enough of it. 3, 2, 1. God, the power difference is incredible. It just doesn't blow up. Oh mate, yeah, the bottle's freezing, isn't it? Sorry,
Why are you feeling between my legs?
We'll do third gear this time, yeah?
Right, you ready?
Go, full nos. Maybe it's the battery holding it back. The fact that hasn't got any power.
Power, maybe.
Maybe. We've still got nos left.
We've still got battery left.
Still got battery. Let's go.
Ready? Go.
Go. No, it's going slow again. Look, it's dying.
The nos is dying. We're running out.
Oh, we're running out of nos. I think we're losing power.
I was gonna say, yeah, that didn't sound healthy.
It might just be down to that battery, man. And maybe you guys can let us know in the comment section. Is there any way we can kind of maximise it and get more nos in it? God, he's definitely dying. Shit, man. It's been an epic adventure though with the old Calibra. I do want to get a B204 in it eventually, but until the Ecotech.
Got to justify it.
Yeah, can't justify it until the Ecotech's gone. It's rapid, isn't it? But it will not blow up.
It's not dying, is it?
No.
Mate, it stinks from behind.
What does it smell like?
Like NOS. You can, I physically smell it in here. I lost you when you turned around for the first time. I was like, where the fuck did they go?
Scousey was literally all the way on.
Yeah, like it wasn't just a little squirt. They actually opened up fully, and it just, you can hear it like.
As you guys can see, Calibra still lives to tell another story. It's still freezing cold. But yeah, like we said, if you guys got any suggestions, feel free to chuck them down below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that episode. I'm sorry that we couldn't bring you more horsepower excitement and more pistons out of bonnets, but we will try for next round. Like we said, if you guys want to make any recommendations on how we can get a bit more performance with the NOS, feel free to let us know. Bye from Mr. Scouse. Bye from Lou in the WRC machine. And bye from me.